We are still fresh from some fond memories of a remarkable John Wick 4 movie, and here comes yet another treat for the fans of the franchise. The Continental is one of the much-awaited spin-off projects, and finally, the trailer has been released. All those familiar with the John Wick universe would know the Continental Hotel plays a key role in the narrative. It is the sacred institution marked by the underworld as a safe haven, where no violence can take place and all those affiliated with the High Table, the Underworld organization, can seek admission. This upcoming 3-part series will focus on the Continental New York, and it will bring us the origin story of Winston and Sharon, two much-loved characters in the John Wick franchise. Before we delve further into the series, let's break down the trailer for you real quick. What is the premise established in the trailer? A detailed breakdown. The John Wick movies have established how influential and important Winston Scott is as a mentor, friend and guardian to the titular protagonist, and also the manager of the Continental Hotel in New York. The trailer suggests that the upcoming series will revolve around how he became such an important personality in the first place. The scene opens in 1970s New York, and we immediately get to witness a much younger version of Winston Scott, played by Colin Woodell. A suit doesn't make a man. It's what inside the suit that counts. The trailer opens with this impactful one-liner, and the tone never really subsides for the entire 3 minutes of its runtime. We see Winston in his young avatar making an alluring lady wait in bed because he hasn't finished his drink yet. And the dialogue delivery couldn't have been more perfect because it is very similar to Winston in the movies. This is where Mel Gibson makes his entry as the Kingpin Cormac, who seems to be like the current boss of the Continental Hotel. From the looks of it, Winston hasn't yet been sucked into the violent and crazy underworld and the Continental, but he is a charismatic young man who wouldn't shy away from a challenge. The trailer then reveals that Winston's brother, Frankie, played by Ben Robson, has stolen something very important to some very dangerous people, and Winston becomes a part of the chaos while siding with his brother. Cormac threatens Winston with dire consequences for both him and his brother if he cannot find Frankie in time, and we also get a glimpse of a young Sharon who clearly works for Cormac at this point. The next scene gives us a closer look at Frankie, who is concerned about his brother joining hands with him, but Winston is not too bothered by the risks. True to his calculative thinking and strategizing, Winston knows that they don't stand a chance against the might of the Continental Hotel, and he sets out to find some powerful allies to fight by his side. The latter part of the trailer shows some true John Wick style action, where we are made aware of just how incredibly difficult it can be to take down the Continental. A horde of deadly assassins await them, and in order to embrace the challenge, Winston states that they need guns, lots of guns. We are then treated to some incredible action sequences involving kung fu, breathtaking moves and lots of shooting. It is quite evident that every single person that Winston and his brother will take on will put up one hell of a fight before they can be eliminated. It isn't very clear what Cormac's role in the series will be, but you can be sure that Mel Gibson's character will play a pivotal part in the scheme of things. Overall, it is simply a mouth-watering contest, and we cannot wait to find out how Winston comes out of this as a significant pawn in the crooked underworld of the John Wick universe. Some memorable Easter eggs for the John Wick fans. As a prequel to John Wick set during the 70s, where John Wick is by all means just a kid, you cannot expect the man to walk into the action. However, there are a few fun throwbacks and reminders which will impress the fans of the franchise. One of the first things that you will notice in the trailer is a Mustang, which will remind you of John Wick's car. This belongs to Winston, and there is a chance that he may have given this very car to one of his dearest in the underworld. If this is true, then the prequel series might finally reveal the true nature of the relationship between Winston and John Wick. Of course, there is an unforgettable moment where Winston delivers a classic John Wick dialogue. "We need guns, lots of guns." It's no surprise that John Wick learned from the best in business. We hope to see a lot more of these Easter eggs in the final 3-part series. Marvelous verdict. A promising trailer that can live up to the John Wick legacy. For a movie franchise that is held so dear by the fans, the spin-off projects are always viewed with suspicion. It is so easy to falter under the burden of expectations, but this Lionsgate television production has not disappointed. The 70s New York looks terrific, and the visuals are going to remind you of settings in the John Wick movies. The actors seem to have done a fine job, and we are particularly impressed by the efforts of Colin Woodell. Winston, played by Ian McShane, has rightfully achieved legendary status after his work in the movies, and Colin Woodell has perfectly modeled his way of speaking, which makes his part convincing. The action sequences look next level, and every fight scene is well choreographed and executed, once again bringing back memories of the John Wick universe. If the episodes are as gritty and exciting as the trailer, we may soon have one of the most memorable spin-off projects in recent times. The show is all set to release on the 22nd of September this year, and we believe that the fans are in for a solid entertainer. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.